Keyboards are one of the most important tools at your disposal on your desk, whether it be for gaming, productivity, and with most of us transitioning to a permanent work from home lifestyle, wouldn't it be nice to have one that does it all? Today we will be reviewing the K6 wireless mechanical keyboard from Keychron. Keychron. And we're going to dive into all of its cool features and the pros, cons, the pricing, all that good stuff to make sure that this keyboard is one that you should be considering to add to your workspace. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dylan, and today we will be reviewing the K6 wireless mechanical keyboard. And after about a month of use in my day-to-day life, I think it's time I can provide a worthwhile review to all of you that may be considering buying this K6 wireless mechanical keyboard and if it's worth your money. The K6 can be found on Amazon for as low as $69.99 to $104.99 at the time of recording. The price differences for the K6 is due to the different models, and those are either ones with hot swappable switches, an aluminum case rather than a hard plastic case, and then some of them either have an RGB backlit keyboard or a white backlit keyboard with no RGB. The K6 model I purchased for today's review is the hard plastic model and the cheapest of all of the models at $69.99. Installed with Keychron brown switches and a white backlit keyboard. This also has no ability to hot swap any of the switches that are installed. Included with the purchase of the K6, you will find the keyboard, which is neatly wrapped inside of the packaging, one USB-C to USB-A cable, one keycap holder, which before recording this video I lost somehow, a set of extra keycaps in case you want to switch out any of the pre-installed keycaps, and of course the keyboard's user manual and visual template guide. The K6 is a compact keyboard with a 68 key layout, and although being compact, the K6 still offers an end user's arrow keys as well as function mapped keys using the two function keys found beside the arrow keys to execute different multimedia functions installed. Pre-installed as well is the backlighting options via the backlight key, which can toggle through the pre-installed backlight profiles, and if desired, turn the backlighting off altogether. On the bottom side of the K6, you will find two adjustable kickstands with either 6 degrees or 9 degrees of slope provided, and the rubber non-slip grips as well. The case on my model is a hard plastic case, and although being plastic, it still feels durable, and if it was dropped, that it would not break anything and protect all of the keyboard's components that are internal. There is the option to go with an aluminum case, which is both an aluminum and hard plastic makeup. But this hard plastic case feels well and does not seem like it's going to break. For the keys, they are ABS keys and they feel really nice to the touch and typing on them as well with a slight slope to them, and the color scheme for these keys just looks amazing and fits really well in my own setup with that orange backlight function key and the escape key. But if you want to, again, there are the extra keys that are provided and you can change them out if you want a space gray layout instead of having those two orange keys installed. The K6 has both wired and wireless connections available for you depending on the needs that you have. Found on the left side of the keyboard's case is both the Type-C input for a wired connection to your PC as well as a switch to change between the different connection options. To connect wirelessly, you first need to turn on the Bluetooth connection using that external switch just mentioned, and this allows you to pair the K6 with up to 3 devices. Once the Bluetooth is turned on, you will use the FN key to pair the keyboard to one of the 3 mapping keys, which are Q, W, and E on the K6. This is straightforward as it gets when it comes to wirelessly connecting the K6 to your PC and Mac, and probably the easiest of them that I've had with either an AND Pro 2 providing that wireless connection, and now the Keychron K6. Just like toggling between the different connections that are available on the K6, you also have the option to map your keys according to the OS that you are using. And what I mean by that is with the external switch, again on the left side of the K6, you have the ability to either switch between a Mac OS key layout or a Windows Android key layout. With me being a Mac user as well as a Windows user, it's nice to have the ability to just switch between the two as I get through my workday and switch between my different devices. Everyone loves a backlit keyboard, right? RGB fans or just users that are probably working late into the night, it's nice to have a keyboard with the available option to either turn on or off the backlighting. To switch between the pre-installed lighting options, all you have to do is press the light function key and choose the backlight profile you desire, and regardless if you toggle the backlighting off, once you turn it back on, the profile you have chosen will be already set, so there's no worry about that. When you purchase a keyboard, one of the most important things is if you have an enjoyable experience to use it when you're typing. Obviously, this is probably the main feature a keyboard provides, whether you're using it for gaming or just productivity and work, typing is very important. And if you don't enjoy the experience when you're typing on the keyboard you purchased, it's probably due for a return. That leads me into one of the first pros about this keyboard, and that is just the typing experience I've had with it. After using it for a month on day in and day out with work, I can say wholeheartedly that this keyboard is probably my favorite keyboard I have ever used in typing and even just some light gaming. The model I bought has Keychron brown switches installed that provide a very tactile feel and responsiveness when typing on it. Now I have used this keyboard for around a month again, so this is my work day in and day out. I've used this for writing code and responding to emails, and it feels great. This is a sound clip to show you the example of how these Keychron brown switches sound on the K6. If you're like me, you may have the Mac and Windows setup going for your workspace, and it's important to have something that can work with both OSs. I know I just mentioned this as one of the key features, but one of the other pros that I love about this keyboard is the OS mapping key function switch on the side of the keyboard, and just how easy it is to switch between the different key mappings on the K6. Many of you, like myself, most likely have switched to a more compact keyboard. If you're traveling with this keyboard or you just have it at your workspace, this is a totally compact keyboard, being a 65% 68 key layout. So the K6 has a ton of things going for it. It's amazing to use on a work basis, productivity basis, gaming. It's awesome. The Keychron switches provided on the keyboard sound great, feel great, but there are some things that are cons or areas that need improvement. And these are the areas that I found could be improved upon from Keychron and their keyboards. Having the availability to switch between a wired and wireless connection is great, don't get me wrong, but only when the wireless connection works as efficiently as the wired connection. K6 has some issues with that. And let me just say this is kind of twofold, because my experience with using the K6 wirelessly paired to my Mac devices worked seamlessly. There was no issues whatsoever. It's when I paired it with my Windows work laptop, I had some issues, and it was like keys repeating, keys not even getting registered or ghosting, and the whole gist when you have a wireless paired keyboard. And this could probably be fixed with an external wireless dongle that you would insert into your USB-A slot or USB-C slot on your Windows laptop or desktop. I have not tested this to see if it improves upon the wireless connection experience with the K6, but I have provided a link to one that I have used before down below the video. 2021, it's no surprise that most keyboard manufacturers have their own software or OEM software that you can use with their keyboard. Unfortunately, Keychron has been around now for about 3 years, 4 years. Could be wrong on that, but there's still no OEM keyboard software for their keyboard lineup. K6 is no different, and this is something that can be improved upon because let's be honest here, come on. 2021, just write some software. This becomes an issue if you want to just kind of change up the different mappings that are provided. I know I said the Windows and Mac OS key switch mapping on the side is amazing, but some users may have some different mappings they want to do and install as a profile on their keyboard, but unfortunately you have to use third-party software. But I have tested both on Windows and Mac, and there has been no issues. And if you would like to do that and you purchase the K6, those links are down below as well to the different third-party software you can use with the K6 to remap your keys. So is the K6 worth your time and your hard-earned cash? Let's talk about that. K6 is best for those looking for a compact and modern, sleek designed keyboard to add to their workspace for their day-to-day work, and even in the off hours to get some gaming in as well. That's going to do it for today, guys. It's going to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did and you made it this far and you're still here, leave the video a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, leave it a thumbs down and let me know what I can improve upon. Maybe it's my voice. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't been subscribed yet, and hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon to the right of it to be notified whenever new content comes out on the channel like the video today. Thank you all for watching, and as always, until the next time, happy decoding.